Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the month of November. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and get a shuffle in here. See what we got going on for you for this month of November. Now I'm using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the Ethereal Visions Tarot, and the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for regular updates from me. Now there is the Tower, and I do have to say the Tower's been coming in for the collective here in this month. The Tower is associated with the planet Mars. Mars is retrograde in Gemini as of October 30th. So just a day after this video will be released, but pretty important transit because Mars will be in Gemini all the way up through until March. So because of the retrograde, so we'll talk about that more as we go along. Also, many fives, many people this month have been getting the number 5 in their reading. I'm going to talk about that more as well, but you have 2 of them. And actually, many signs have been getting multiple 5s, so it's interesting as well. Anyway, energy on the bottom, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So, Knight of Pentacles indicates results potentially being delivered or results that could be on the way for you here at this time. Knights can also be events in the tarot. Knights can indicate movement generally. I would say generally knights are a good sign. Also, a knight could connect to a person as well. It could literally be a person. So this could literally be you, as you are an earth sign, and this is the Suit of Pentacles. But I actually think that some of you here are getting results at work. Is probably, if I'm looking at this just quick glance overview, I think that there's some type of result here that's showing up connected to work because you have the 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. This could also be financial results showing up as well. There's an element of surprise to it though, as the Tower is here, right? And not only that, but the change that comes along with a potential surprise. Now, this does not have to be bad. In fact, you have mostly good cards here, okay? And, as a reader, I like to try to keep my readings as positive as possible. So do keep that in mind. But let's just dive in. So you have the energy of results on the bottom, maybe an event happening in your life. And in the overall situation, you have the 9 of Pentacles here, which the 9 of Pentacles really is a card that you love to see in a tarot reading because it indicates financial independence, right? This person has tended to and grown the pentacles on the bush for quite a long time. And not only are the pentacles in full bloom, but so is the fruit. The fruit is a symbol for this person that they can sustain themselves. They can provide for themselves, as well as the bush has both fruit and pentacles on it. Not only that, but they're able to stand on their own 2 feet. They have their animal friends, right? Things in life are good for this person, and they have built a life that is uniquely theirs. And they don't need to rely on anybody. It's not that we shouldn't ask people for help or that we have to go through life alone, but doesn't it feel good when you can independently support yourself and not have to rely on others? Doesn't it feel good when that happens? And so that's the idea of the 9 of Pentacles. So, if I'm just looking at the Knight of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles, that's like a really nice result or a really nice sign in the tarot. There's something else going on, I think, on the surface or on the perimeter of your life here at this time as well, though. At the beginning of the month, we have the 3 of Wands, we have the 5 of Pentacles, and we also have the 6 of Pentacles here. There's something that's interesting that's going on in this reading. You have the 6 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. You have the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Wands, both in columns, okay? So We also just have some really interesting number synchronicities here as well. 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, the tower is 16, so 1 plus 6 is 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what does this all mean? Well, I think that things are moving along. I think that things are progressing. I think that the train is rolling. The boulder is rolling downhill. The momentum is happening. And, there's nothing stopping the momentum here. And I think that things are on the way. I think that events are on the way. And I think that right now, let me tell you. So you're one of the last signs I'm doing here, Taurus. I think right now the message for the collective here and for you is that you should be able to, or really, let me rewind. Trust yourself in the face of conflict. Okay, trust yourself in your ability to appropriately handle conflict. Okay, because there are, like, it just feels like global conflicts happening, collective conflicts happening, and along with that, changes. And we need to be able to trust ourselves to be able to handle and react to the changes appropriately. Because if you feel like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? I can't handle this, or I've never been put in this situation, you're really like in a period of like self-defeat or self-loathing. And I think right now it's a really big time to just trust yourself and trust in your ability to handle these situations. 5 Pentacles could say that there is like a hardship or a challenge, but I think that this is more about self, like needing to trust yourself is what I think the 5 Pentacles is showing up here with, because you have it progressing here with the 6 of Pentacles, which comes after the 5, and the 6 of Pentacles says that you have good karma around you and your financial situation. Okay, especially with the 9 of Pentacles, which says that you are independent. You can stand on your own 2 feet. Right? You're not doing your work. In fact, the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's a really hard worker. And you have the 3 of Pentacles here, which is as well, which is a builder. If anything, I think some of you are working very hard. And so you have good financial karma. It's not one of these things where you're not doing anything. Okay? It's one of these readings where just trust yourself and continue doing the things that you need to do. You have this 3 of Wands. I know it's generic, but it's coming in because it's just coming in here. The 3 of Wands is also an energy that can indicate growth and expansion on the horizon. However, you have 2 3s, right? So another synchronicity there. We have 2 3s. 3s connect to other people. 3s connect to groups. And you have this here with this idea of the Mars retrograde, which just, Mars connects to conflicts and disagreements, arguments, situations like that. And, as Mars is in retrograde, I think it's just a very important time as well to analyze the way in which we handle conflicts. And, knowing that Mars is in retrograde, you could very easily prevent, something from potentially getting blown out of proportion, so to speak, in a disagreement or an argument. In the middle of the month here, we have the 5 Wands, we have the 9 of Pentacles, and we also have the 6 of Wands here showing up. So this is the thing. Whatever conflict's happening is happening for a reason. The 5 of Wands here is a conflict, as I've mentioned many times, next to the Mars card, the Tower. And with the 3 here in this upper row, it could be a colleague, because not only because you have the 3 Wands represents work, but also because you have the 3 of Pentacles, which indicates teammates or colleagues. You can see the 3 people working together to build the statue, right? So this could be probably connected to something at work. You might just have to take a clever approach. You might need to be careful that your fire's not burning so hot that it hurts people or that it burns people. And I think if you can keep that in mind, you can come out of whatever challenge that's being placed in front of you on top. You have the 6 of Wands. Again, this is giving me the confirmation that you can do this. The 6 of Wands is a major victory in life. And I also think that there's something about, and I'm like, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't, like, I'm trying to get the word out here, which is, it's not independence, but it is self-assurance, or there's something here about you. I think that, how do I say this? I'm like really trying to get the word out. It's not that I don't want to say it. It's just that I'm like really actually, those times in life where it's on the tip of your tongue. I think that people are looking towards you I think people are kind of looking at how you react to something. And I think you have an opportunity to display leadership. Okay. Like I think you have an opportunity to display leadership and stand in your personal power. That is what I was looking for. I think some of you have an opportunity here to stand in your personal power as it relates to a situation. And I think in doing that, people will respect you. I think that the Six of Wands can indicate people respecting you or people cheering you on or people respecting you. I think as you stand in your personal power, that's what it is. That was on the tip of my tongue. I think that things really, really begin to work out for you in this month. Towards the end of the month here, you have the Tower, you have the Three of Pentacles, and you also have the Four of Swords here. So I don't need to rehash everything I've said. You have this Tower moment, which I think in this case is just something connected to the astrology. However, I also will say that the Tower is a blessing in disguise. It does, if you're just looking at the tarot meaning of the card, it does illuminate a false belief. And that's actually a blessing because we don't want to live in a life of false beliefs, right? And so it does offer that illumination. It always leads you to the path of the star as well. I am getting this message of forced rest. Some of you, I think, are working so hard that you're going to be given a period of rest. The universe might give you a period of rest here and say, okay, you've put in the work here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Like, you need to take a few days, take an extended weekend, do whatever here. Like, I think some of you are being given an opportunity to slow down and rest as well. I think slowing down here is very important as well at this time, Taurus. You have this Three of Pentacles, again, connecting to colleagues. It could also say rewards and recognition that could be on the horizon for you for having built something great. Again, there's this message here for you around being a builder, being a hard worker, all of the rewards and the good karma that comes along with that here with these double sixes. And, maybe something that could be going on here is there is a colleague that's a little bit jealous or competitive with you because they see you succeeding. That could certainly be the case. The card that comes after the Six of Wands is the Seven of Wands, which is competition. Success breeds competition. Unfortunately, it's just part of the human condition. And, I do think that there's something here where, provided that you stand in your personal power and you stand up for what you believe in, this will work out. So let's get some more details here. By the way, this is like not a love reading at all. This is all finance, career, finance and career. I just kind of realized like how many pentacles and wands. Let's just count it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentacle cards, and then 1, 2, 3 wands, 1 swords card, 1 major arcana. So yeah, I mean, it's possible that even some of you are like in competition for a job raise or something like this here, or you're competing over a contract. That could also be the case if you're like self-employed. Let's go and start to clarify. If you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe. I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. All right, so let's see what we get. So you have, you have the Tower, you have the Sun, all right, and you have the Queen of Swords. So yes, big events happening in your life. Again, blessings in disguise here showing up, changes, maybe shocks, maybe revelations, just important situations that feel big. Okay, so we have these 2 major arcanas, then we have the Sun as well. The thing is, this will work out. The Sun, for me, is the best card to find in a tarot reading. It's a positive omen. The Sun is success, victory, good energy, good times, good vibes, right? And it also is a card of truth. The Sun illuminates a truth. It puts forward anything that is untruthful in the ray of the Sun. The ray of the Sun exposes anything that is not right or that is untruthful in your life. And so there are revelations here, we could say, and this could even feel very spiritual for you. Like you could just hear an important truth, or you could be delivering an important truth. There's this thing about personal power. The Queen of Swords is somebody who's extremely focused. And what I will say is the Queen of Swords is also somebody who will not mince words, okay? They mean what they say and they say what they mean with the Queen of Swords. And, this can be somebody who's very sharp-tongued in life. And, I think that is to say that you are just setting boundaries and sticking up for yourself here. Man, conflicts in this month are coming in. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles again. So we have another repeating message. We have the Lovers card, and we have the Eight of Cups. So the Lovers card connects to typically it can obviously connect to love relationships. I actually think it's talking about relationships generally in this reading. Okay, I think this is your relationship to the people that you work with, or your colleagues, or someone in a peer group or something like that here, one of your peers, something like this here. That's what I think the Lovers is talking about. I also think it's very much highlighting or illuminating a choice. Okay, the Lovers can also represent an important choice in life. And again, I think that some people, remember I was really tongue-tied there and trying to figure out how to say it, but I think some people are watching your next move, not to make you paranoid, but I think you standing in your personal power and the way that you handle something is super, super crucial, okay, in this month. And, just fit it in for whatever scenario that you're working on right now or that you're dealing with right now. And I think that you'll end up maybe coming back to this video and saying, yeah, that's kind of what happens. You have the Eight of Cups here, which is walking away. I think if you are walking away from somebody, which you absolutely could be here with this Eight of Cups energy, not only does it look like you're supported here with the Six of Wands, but also I think that you're doing it in a respectful way. Okay, I think that the message is for you to do it in a respectable way. And so that is to say, to not allow your fire to burn so hot that it hurts somebody, right? Metaphorically speaking. Again, the Nine of Pentacles, independence, true independence, standing on your own 2 feet, kind of standing in your personal power, living your truth, and not living anybody else's life, but living a life that is uniquely yours. You have the Two of Wands, you have the Chariot, and you have the Eight of Swords here. Some of you have a very hard time with sleep or rest, giving yourself the rest that you need, giving yourself appropriate rest. This is something that I think is very hard for some of you. With the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords, okay? For sure. And, the cards are kind of saying, give yourself as much time as you need at this time. And yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that, because there is something that I feel like you might need to step away from or back away from. You may need to just I'm hearing the word space, you may need space away from something. The Chariot is all about victory, it's all about success, but through self-discipline, and the Two of Wands is a choice. We see that there is a choice here, and it's the choice of in how you respond to something that is very much being highlighted. On the bottom, you do have the Three of Swords, which can indicate separation from something or someone in your life. And so I do think that that is something that maybe you are kind of banging around here at this moment, because you do have this walking away energy, this important choice, so forth and so on. So let's go ahead and let's get a few of these oracle cards. All right, so you have marriage, occupation. Can we get a few more here? Some of you are married to your work. You have distant horizons, main male. I mean, this could be a literal marriage, but I said this is not at all about love. Family room, can we get one more card here? Main female, yeah, okay. So you do have a counterpart showing up, and you have the family room in between with marriage. So it's so as this has been very heavily connected to work, what could be happening here is a work situation is affecting your current relationship in some ways. And I think that some of you even need to spend some time like away from work if you can. I know that's not possible for everybody, but there is something like that that's showing up here. Because I think that some of you are like absolutely in a relationship with your career and in your work. Like I think you're married to your work. Distant Horizon says though that there are good times ahead. It may take some time, but there are good times ahead. And so yeah, this is the energy that's coming forward for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.